Hey friends, it's Joe from DadBod. Today it's around 5:45, 5:30 in the morning in Tokyo, and it's 10.6 degrees Celsius or 52 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm a new dad, so let's go for a run. But yeah, last night I got to meet my son, number 4, new and improved model. Today we got a recovery jog, so probably gonna track towards 2.5 miles, depending on what I feel like, and then I'll do my pull-up challenge because I'm trying to teach myself how to do a pull-up, but I'm a big man, so we'll see. But good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tokyo. I gotta get my phone set up for track and distance, and we'll be ready to run. But yeah, 10 days in the hospital for my wife with a 4-day gap at home. 15 days of labor. And little baby Akio arrived. Boom. Easy. Just kidding. I'm still traumatized, and so is she. Now that was one heck of an experience. And I got to see Akio for all of 5 minutes. He was delivered around 7:30, and then in Japan they don't do skin on skin right away, where you basically like put the baby on mom lets the baby snuggle, stabilize, breastfeed, all that jazz. They immediately take baby, stabilize it with oxygen, clear out all its tubes, a little suction, warm them up. You get a newborn picture snuggle moment for 5 minutes, and then they take the baby away and make sure mommy's healthy and stable, which again is just radically different. So baby was gone for 2 hours, and standard, hey, what's up, Eliza? I'm gonna start jogging now. Standard visiting hours are like 1 p.m. until 8. Like, even I was like, what? So I got all of my wife's stuff situated, and it was really depressing and hard for her, just kind of being in the room alone without the child she spent 15 days working on. But once she was stable and cleaned up and all her vitals were good, I got dead legs. They took her upstairs and brought the baby to her, and she got to snuggle. And then, during the night, they want her to sleep as much as possible. Bring the baby in for feedings periodically, I assume. But then they actually keep it on like a locked floor, like NICU kind of thing. So the staff takes care of the baby because they want mama to recover. So, very different than the US, a little unsettling, but there's a reason for it. Alright. Oh, is the word true or false? Are there always stray cats in Tokyo? That's a great question. I'm a little sore and gassed today. Yes. Well, no. Sometimes. But the cats seem more polite. And it probably depends on where you're at. Like, compared to other areas. One second, let me get past this road. And good morning, Eliza. So nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Whew. So, I'm gonna walk. Today's recovery. And I ran 8 miles. Or about, what is that? Just about 15K, 14 kilometers on Monday. Pretty heavy lift yesterday, and had a baby, and my sleep score is suboptimal. So my body hasn't had the best recovery. So I'm gonna take this as a time to move, breathe, chat, recover, get out on my legs. But the stray cats question, very interesting, Eliza. It seems like there are less like feral cats. Like the strays, their population seems to be more controlled, but it's common to see a cat here or there. But you don't see like a whole bunch of cats rummaging and garbage or stuff. So it's almost like they're outdoor cats. Someone still probably feeds them. They seem more polite. I don't know. Obviously, it's just a little different. But again, I'm not a cat expert. But I mean, it's common on a run. I'll see probably 2 to 10 cats, depending on how far I go. And they're definitely like outside roaming cats. I don't know if they just eat mice or what, or people just let their cats be outside, but they're still a pet. It's very complicated. Congrats on the new baby. Thank you so much, Eliza. It's been a journey for sure. I'm starting to feel the congrats and joy, and a little bit less of the fear and anxiety. Felicia had a whole bunch of different medical interventions over a long period of time, with a lot of things fluctuating in high-risk categories, whether it's her blood pressure, her sugar, or glucose levels, protein, and urine, which is an indication of like kidney failure. Like, on the multiple inductions started and stopped, probably 8 to 9 botched IVs. So she has bruises all over the backs of her hands and her arms. Yeah, we almost ended up on an intervention where they're gonna have to stick a needle through her stomach to break the water. Normally they do that transvaginally, which is like through natural orifice if the body's ready. But she wasn't dilating, so like her body wasn't ready to have her water broken. But apparently there was like tons of fluid around the baby. So when she was having all these contractions for all these days, it wasn't really like positioning the baby and pushing him down. So they were like wasted effort and energy. And then once the water broke, it got rid of all that bubble. Like, think about if you have like a balloon filled with water, which most normal humans would just call a water balloon. I'm gonna do a couple deadlifts really quick. If you had a water balloon and you squeeze 2 sides of it, then the water just kind of displaces to the top and the bottom or other spaces or around your fingers. And if you had a baby in there, it's not necessarily gonna always be pushing the baby down in the right direction. So that was one of the challenges she was having. Woo, sore. Recovery walk it is. It just feels better. I might do a little jog here or there. Hey Ray, I got a dad. Hoi! Oi, how's it going? What's the baby's name? How's your wife doing? I think we're finally in that space of celebration and joy. You know, delivering a child in Japan, like every step, every intervention, every process, there's a reason behind it, but you don't always get the reason or the explanation because of the language and culture gap. So because Felicia had so many, we say like comorbidities or risk factors from gestational diabetes, other things, like it was just scary all the time and figuring out what was going to happen. So I think, you know, physically her body's tired, but she delivered naturally, which is great. Very smooth, no like I don't know how much you all know about childbirth, I would assume not that much if you haven't had one. I've had 4. Like, it's very common to tear. Your body physically tears when you push out a baby, and you have to get sutures, and there's a lot of pain and discomfort from that. She had that on her first and her 3rd delivery. For this one, like, not a lot of bleeding, no tear. Like, the actual delivery end process was very fast and very good. About 3 hours total to like push and stuff. But to get to that point was 10 days of hospitalization with a 4-day gap at home, and just lots of stress and uncertainty the whole way. And we're probably gonna have moments where like the trauma from that will pop up. So anytime we're having a follow-up conversation with Japanese clinicians, like, it's not that Japanese clinician's fault, but we will probably feel edgy, because there's a lot of edgy conversations, you know, where you get a little bit of adrenaline. It's difficult to immediately trust what you're being told, even though these are very intelligent clinicians. Like, logically, you know, they know how to take care of you. But especially if the process is different than what you had for the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd child, it's very hard. So I think from the emotional, spiritual side of things, there's still going to be a lot of why lingering thoughts that pop up that Felicia's going to have to work through in me. Boy or girl? Oh, yeah, you asked for the name, Eliza and Ray. It is a boy. It is baby. I'm typing it. Akio. And in Japanese, Akio. It's nice to see you both. I hope you're doing well. I feel rude just talking about myself. How are things in your world? Eliza, how's your art going? Apologies if you're not the artist, but I'm like 82.6% confident that you do art, but you don't do art because of people stealing from you in the past. But you're very talented. And Ray, actually, you'll have to remind me. I know your name. You've been on a lot of lives, but I'm having a hard time pinning in my brain, like, where you're from in the world, if you're in school or not. I want to say you're a kid, but I can't remember, you know? I'm pretty sure you're not our friend from India, but that's possible. So, sometimes I can't keep everyone straight, so you're welcome to remind me. Stay on this side. How is that? But yeah, the goal today is to rest and recover physically. I thought I was gonna run. My body's like, why don't you just walk and talk? Get some good functional active movement. And try to process all the feelings and things. I mean, I've had multiple panic attacks the last week and a half, just trying to stand in the gap and support Felicia. I do have more language skill than she does, but I'm by no means a translator. So it's like every interaction, you're just like pulling for meaning, whether someone's using a translator app on their phone, or a little pocket device, or it's body language. And I've observed lots of surgical procedures in Japan through my job, so I can tell when things are uncertain or difficult for clinicians. Like breaking Felicia's water failed once, almost failed a second time, and you could just see like that, you could feel the tension of the surgeon not being confident that it would be successful, and then like this relief of like, oh, thank God it worked, because like the other paths weren't looking good. Sorry, let me catch up on chat. I'm rambling too much. Ray, you're in Germany. Okay, I remember. And I went for a barefoot walk through like the water once. because I lost my trail, which I might do today because it's 50 degrees. That would be reasonable. And you're telling me that they have certain parks in Germany that have different terrain, like sand and pebbles, that are good for training your feet. Is that right? You're my German friend. Ich kann okay. Ja. Nah. Ray, what are you saying in Japanese? I don't know. Eliza, very nice name. Akio sounds lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah, the full name's gorgeous because he's got a hyphenated, complex middle name. But I do the best I can not to share my last name online. And I wouldn't want to give away my kid's entire identity. So you'll have to leave that up to guesswork. But just trust that it's really cool and fancy sounding because it's Japanese mixed with hyphenated American names of our fathers. Yes, I'm the artist. I love when I nail it. That's great. Oh, they're doing some late night construction, or early morning construction. I even got to do an art poster for an art show in my school. I love doing art. It is troubling. Oh, art sounds so tricky and wonderful. Yup, I can't speak Japanese. Yeah, I figured that one out. Let's walk a little more. Let's get to a mile. We got time. I don't need to rush things too much. Let's see if I can get you out to the water or the bridge, but they've been doing so much construction, I'm not sure. Konnichiwa. Alright, that's better. Le. Hello, Ray. Oh, watashi wa. Oh. You are kanji. Eigo? Is that your English? Eigo na no de anata no ue koto ga kanji dekimasen. Something like you can't speak English? You can't understand English or something? Tada kanji te iruda kides. Good Japanese. Just saying hi to Ray in Japanese. It's a very complex way to say hi. Turn it back. Let Oji-san with the umbrella do his thing. Whew. Well, good morning to both of you. Thanks for hanging out. We got Germany, Japan, and wherever the heck Eliza lives represented. Pretty sure it's America. Never. It's funny as someone who's very personable and tries their best to know people in our community, I am like not perfect at it, so it's like a puzzle of like words and associations. You know, it's kind of like a 4th grade teacher that needs to remember 60 kids' names the first week of school. Like, how the heck do you even do that? They always seem to. I always wondered if there's ever something they just straight up give up on. Like, nah, never gonna figure out which one's Fitzgerald. Like, I just know the papers go to this desk. Arigatou gozaimasu. Wait, arigatou gozaimasu. Konnichiwa. Oh, you added hello at the end. Okay. I wasn't used to seeing those back to back. So we're gonna go down to the river. But I need to take a 20-second bio break so I can chill out. So I'm gonna leave my GoPro right here, and you can look at this beautiful construction site and chat amongst yourselves. So I'll be right back. Have fun. It won't be all that exciting from my end, but we have community and that's cool. Dude, they're already working out here at 5:53. They must be behind schedule, because normally Japanese folks work at very particular hours. And this is not one of them. Most things start at 9 a.m. Sorry, I'm getting some stretches. I shouldn't apologize. I don't know why I'm apologizing for taking care of me. After all, this is my health day. This is my recovery. Get to go to my favorite place and take y'all with me. It's a good day. All right, let me pop my router in my pocket. Got our pocket Wi-Fi. Let me grab the phone, catch up on chat. It's nice to have two people talking to each other. Take some of the pressure off of me to always fill the air with words. There's 4 people here? What? This is crazy. Y'all could be anywhere on the internet. Like any other derpy cat video you could be watching right now. Or just seeking wisdom from Andrew Tate. Right? All the options available to you. Sometimes like toxic masculinity stuff goes past my feed, probably because I watch it just to understand what certain people in the world believe, which I don't believe. And I'm like, well, I want to know, but then when I watch it, it tunes my algorithm towards crap I don't actually want. It's interesting. Now let me catch up on chat here. We had a konnichiwa. Oh, you can't say Ray. Ray would be like Ray. It's normally Ray-ya. There's normally a at the end, because there's not a sound that ends with a. Actually, no, you could do Ray, R-E, but it'd be R-E-I. Wow, they've changed all of this. So there's, I don't know how much is coming through on the GoPro, probably not a lot because it's too dark, but there's a river, there's some rocks we can step on. Normally I would try to get to that peninsula, and they're building an overpass, which I think you could probably see that. So it's coming along pretty well. Tried my best. Said, hello, Ray, I'm English. Ah, that was it, I'm English. So I can't understand you. I'm using a Japanese translator in Japanese. Oh, that makes much more sense. If I ever become a teacher, I can just say, hello, ponytail kid, here's your paper test. I can't remember people's names. Yes, but the problem with that is what happens when you have multiple ponytail kids. You got like redhead ponytail kid. Do you know kanji? No, I don't. Because I don't, and it's hard to believe anybody can. I don't know what kanji means. All right, let's go explore a little bit. We'll try to get closer to the water so you can at least get water sounds instead of car sounds. Although if I get too close to the bridge, you're just gonna get construction crane sounds. So all the sounds this morning. It's about 6 in the morning, so for those of you who are new here, because there's a couple I don't know, or like, welcome to Tokyo. I do IRL runs, which just means in real life runs in Japan. I've lived in Japan for about 2 years now. I'm from America, and I'm a pretentious engineer. I work for Johnson & Johnson on surgical technology. And Wednesdays are my recovery run day, so I just do light intensity. Today I decided to walk, actually. And then I normally create like a space for just a little bit of mindfulness. Running's like a prayer-filled activity for me where I process all the crap going on in my life. So I normally try to find a spot halfway on my Wednesday experience, which we're near it, and then I just give like 5 minutes of quiet. So for me, coming from a Christian context, that's when I can pray. For you all coming from any other faith context or spirituality or lack thereof, you can just take a couple moments and enjoy some nice sounds. But it's a little too late, so there's lots of traffic, and I want to make it to that side, but there's definitely, these rocks are too tiny. Like, I'm pretty sure if I step on this, it's not going to work well for me. This is, oh, it is a little bit of a bridge. It's super sketch. I'm just waiting to end up in the water. Trying to time out my hops. As well as the return path doesn't look very promising. And that's one heck of a jump for me. I'm a big man. Actually, that's pretty steady. Seeing if I can push off onto that big rock over there. Woo! Don't go in the river. Where do we go from here? Whoa! Frick! Yeah, that's not too impossible of a jump. But I need another interstitial rock right there. That's not enough of a bridge. Can I move some of these? Just to give me a hope and a prayer. So I'm squatting on wet rocks. Trying to situate it. Hey, dry ground. Dude! Risk versus reward pays off. Love it. Huh. Everything's black on my phone. 1 second. Let's try this. Peninsula. What is this? I'd rather watch a FamilyFrenzy live stream than Andrew Tate saying go to the gym. Have you seen the go to the effing gym guy? He's also one of my favorites. He saturated my feed for a while and then he went away. He would like just spit water and then be like, go to the gym, and just run towards the camera and you'll go to the gym. Every single thing was go to the gym. This stuff. Kanji. Yeah, kanji's really tough. Oh, kanji. I didn't know it's kanji. I think it's just kanji. Actually, I don't know. Now you're making me question everything I know about Japanese, right? But seems like we might be able to walk under this bridge. Unless someone starts waving their arms wildly at me. Like, hey, don't do that. Their security, I feel like James Bond over here. Gotta stay in the shadows. It's like Assassin's Creed. Alright, let's get over here. Shh. Alright, that's too wet for me. So, but we get a little bit of river. Hide over here so that nobody yells at me on the bridge over there. Hey! Hey, you can't be under there! Ooh. Alright. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my GoPro off. I'm gonna sneak you over here and set you on the ground for a minute and then come back. Oh God! Yeah, I can't get you much farther. Here you go. You need a big rock. Maybe you 5 minutes to just chill, whatever context or spirituality back there come from. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go pray and think about life, and then we'll go for a walk home. Should be easy. friends. Hope you enjoyed your time. Prayed for my wife, family, all of y'all. Oh, you can see me. That's so fun. All right. It's like the, what is it? The guy behind the curtain in Wizard of Oz? There is someone behind this first-person camera. A real human. I'm not a synthetic AI. I wish I could, if I find a huge rock, I'm taking it with me so I can make a little bit more of a bridge. See, the problem is it's all kind of wetted. Part of me thinks this is a better path now. I'm not sure if I'm confident with that. Oh, frick. I don't like wet socks. It's just not fun. I'm gonna grab a couple big rocks. You honestly want to live in Japan so bad? Me too. It'd be great. I heard it's a wonderful place to raise a family. We'll see though. Yeah, let's see if we can find some rocks to take with us to help. We're scavenging. For the big guys to step on. There's just a couple parts that are a little bit difficult to bridge going back. And if I don't build this bridge, who will, right? So, looking for some big boulders. I don't think I'm gonna find a big one, but I might find a couple decent ones on the shore. But the sun's starting to come out, so you can actually see the world just a little bit better. So if we cross this river, this would be Kawasaki City. And on this side, where I live, is Tokyo. And there's normally a blue bridge so far back there you can't see it, it's obstructed by the trees. But we normally run way out to that, cross the bridge, run back along the coast to here and back. If we get to Cannon, that's about 10 miles, which is like, ugh, what would that be? It's stressful thinking about it. That would be like 16 or 17 kilometers. Far enough that nobody really wants to do it. Except me, because I'm dumb. Oh, brush. Let's get some ticks. We got two big rocks. Hopefully they can help us on our perilous journey back. But I'm always happy when I can get out to this peninsula because it's just a little bit farther out from the street. It's a little quieter. There's nothing wrong with cars, they serve a purpose. But I really like to get away from that sound for a little bit whenever possible. Just kind of get my head right. So this is our land bridge we crossed last time. Depending on the water level, it's going to completely disappear. But I'm going to see if I can make a little bit more robust of a path. If I can get to that rock, we're fine. Kinda. Oh man, it's tough. All right. So that was the rock we dropped in. So I'm going to see if I can make a more steady footing. Hopefully that don't slide on me. There ain't no strings on me. See if I can push it in a little bit. Woo! Sketch! I want to get to that with my left foot. Oh, that's a support foot. It's like rock climbers when they're trying to find a good hold. Especially now I have my feet flipped. I just have to trust that if I touch that one, I can tap off it just fine. This little guy's a little weak. Yay! Dry shoes, dry socks, always a good day, right? Let's go home. Gotta go be a dad. Felicia's at the hospital. Father-in-law's in town, so he's just snoring. But I gotta go feed my children. So we got about a mile walk back. Then I'll check chat. Well, I'll check it during the walk. Give that guy his time. I slept in a little bit. Slept until 4:40. Not too bad. Seeing as Monday, I woke up at 3:40. Now let me catch up on chat. I can count 1 to 10 in Japanese. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For all you for all you hiragana fans. So you want to know a secret, Ray? Yes, that is correct. Sometimes Japanese counting is the, in my opinion, I was gonna say the hardest part of the language. Kanji is probably the hardest, but it's the second hardest part of the entire language because the numbers change depending on what you're counting. Like the way you say 1 or 2 or 3 changes depending on whether you're counting chopsticks, cups, people, food, places, minutes, hours. So here, I'll give you a simple example. For 1, 2, 3, you said ichi, ni, san. For counting hours, that is true. But you add the counter for hours to the back of it. So it'd be like ichi, ji. Ji means hours. Ni, ji, 2 hours. Sanji, 3 hours. But as soon as you change to minutes, it goes to ippun, ni fun, san hun, like, or san bun. The number itself, ichi, turns into i. Like, you don't say ichi pun, pun being minute, you say ippun. Like, the chi disappeared because it's 1 minute for some reason. And the counter for minute, the word that means minute, changes depending on what number you're on. So it goes from ippun to ni fun, san bun, and it just keeps changing. Same with counting 100. Now 100, there's no ichi in it at all. It's hyaku, means 100. But you want to say 200? Ni hyaku. That kind of makes sense. 2 and then the word for 100. Sure, that's good. You want to say 300? San byaku. Why is it byaku instead of hyaku? So if you want to order things at a restaurant, if you want to order one of them, hitotsu, not ichi. You don't point at it and say ichi. You'd point at something which is like kolewa, like pointing at this kolewa. Hitotsu. 1, please. You want 2 of them? Futatsu. You want 3 of them? Mitsu. Completely different words for 1, 2, 3. It's impossible. Oh, well. Hope in-laws and kids are well. Yeah, I'm sure they're doing good. I should be back in time to get them all dressed, get lunches packed, get them off to school, take a shower, do a little bit, something productive. I have to do some tax stuff probably. And then I get to go visit Felicia at the hospital at 1. What? That's so unnecessary. It gets better. You want to count chopsticks? Well, long cylindrical objects are counted with the ending bon. So it's like, what is it? It's not ichibon, it's ippon. And then nippon, I believe. Sanbon. There's also hon. I don't know which hon, bon, or pon. I don't know which number each of those connect to. I don't know how to count sticks. So like, I have the counting ability of a small child. Japan is a beautifully crafted language. The grammar structure of Japan, the phonetics of Japan, amazing. So much better than English. Counting is absolute trash. If you want to say, I'll meet with you on the 15th or the 12th or the 1st or the 30th of the month, every single one of those is different, and it doesn't fit a standard ichi ni san. Like, they're just completely new words to mean a different number. It's wild. You mean suffering, am I right? Oh, it's complete suffering. And it's, I think that's one of the areas where, like, whenever you're living in another culture or another language context, you will normally have a bias that what you came from was right, and what you're experiencing is weird, and it's kind of it's an aggression or a microaggression depending on the context on what it is. And I've always tried to have the framework of like, well, no, it's different, it's just not what I know, because we always want to drive towards a comparison and better, and is Japan better here, is the US better there, right? I try to always hold a posture of different, but there are certain things, and counting is one of those things, where I holistically look at the system and I'm like, this is trash. Like, who came up with this? And then they have kanji for 1, 2, and 3 and whatever, but when they do math, they just write the normal alphanumeric numbers. Well, it's like, why aren't you using your kanji for the numbers? like the kanji is actually simpler than our numbers sometimes. If I had to learn Japanese, I'll be dead. Yeah, it takes time, persistence, and I would say like a genuine altruistic interest. Like, if you have good intentions for going into it, like you love anime and you want to be able to enjoy anime or understand it a bit more, it's a great reason to learn it. You want to visit and have some language skill to connect with people, it's a great reason. But if your company decided you're going to live in Japan now and you didn't have a choice and you have to learn it, you're going to just die. Like, if there's no altruistic desire and it's just because of necessity, oh, that's bad. That'd be a bad day. Random question, wasn't Taylor Swift in Tokyo last week? Yes. Yeah, apparently there's a whole bunch of drama's not the right word, I don't know, people are looking for a story, right? In a world that's driven by online advertisements and clicks. It's like, will Taylor Swift make it to the Super Bowl? Because she had to perform in Tokyo and then fly to wherever. And there wasn't enough margin. It's like, people don't understand that these folks have their own jets and whatever. Like, they don't have to go through security and ride with us common people. Like, I'm sure Taylor's fine. They were just looking for a story because Tokyo seems so far away the day before performance. And she's just sleeping. Normally when they tour, they have 2 or 3 identical sets traveling on a 16-wheeler from location to location, setting up in advance. For a Super Bowl, it's one set, right? So it's already custom and probably permanently installed. I mean, they roll it on and off the field, but it's like ready. So she just physically has to get off the plane. And she's fine. The time zone might have been a little tricky, but I don't know. They do world tours all the time. Actually, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they're coming to Tokyo in May. Oh, that's very tempting. But it's like, it's funny because they were here when we first came out to Japan, and the tickets were so steep, and I was like, I just can't swing it. But they are like my childhood band. Like, that's what I grew up on. Ohayou gozaimasu. Just to clarify, you have 4 kids? Yes. I remember a little girl with curly hair who's like 3, 7-year-old boy. I don't know, I think I saw him in an old stream with you. Yes, that's correct. I have 4 children now. So welcome to the frenzy of our life as we learn how to raise 4 kids in Japan. We've maxed our brand. We don't intend to have any more children. I'm gonna go get neutered or spayed and neutered or however that process works. Especially after 15 days of labor, all these medical complications. For Felicia's safety and overall quality of life, there will be no more pregnancies. No more babies. But we squeaked out a good one. Curse these stairs to hell. I ran up them on Monday after doing 7 miles, but Today my body's like, no, call a cab. Even this hill's getting me. Yawn, kids? No, you wouldn't count people using yawn. I don't even know the counter for it. Like, I think it's Hito, or it's Jean, Ichin, Ichijin, I don't know. Don't ask me to count people. Nobody can do that. Also, happy 4 years on YouTube, yeah. Thank you so much, friend. It's been wild. It's been a long journey for us. But I've made about 1,600 videos so far. Sorry, the hill's getting me. And the rest of life. I'm actually really worried about a crash and health. Like, we've been on edge, fight or flight decisions with Felicia's health for 15 plus days. Just had the baby yesterday, and when all that adrenaline, all that flight fully withdraws, like, your immune system gets vulnerable, right? Your body says recover. So I'm actually really going to be careful this week with just how I eat, how I exercise and sleep, make sure I can recover, because I don't want to be sick with a newborn. That's like super risky for the baby. But yeah, Liza and Ray, I haven't made short form content in about a month because I was preparing for parental leave. We had these early interventions we didn't plan for with Felicia. Just had a baby, so it's probably gonna take me another week or two. It was a big hill. So I'm still breathing. It's probably gonna take a week or two for me to get back into short form content. But one thing I'm starting is one-on-one with the Pretentious Engineer. It's more of a podcast format. I mean, eventually maybe I'll have guests, which would be cool, but initially I'm just writing blogs on different aspects of personal development, kind of bringing your whole self to work. And I write them, and then I'm just reading what I write. You know, so the eye contact's like a 70% because I'm reading stuff. But so that's on YouTube. I think that should be at near the top of our channel if you want to watch one of those. The first one's just talking about all of our journey to get to Japan, which you both kind of know of already, and the difficulty I have had not working out of a sense of trauma and anxiety. I got 3 more posts I've already written that I'll record and start to put out, hopefully on a weekly cadence, so that's more longer form content. And my thumbnails aren't that good yet, so I'm gonna need folks that enjoy the lives to actually watch the long content to get something out of it. So I'm gonna manually point people towards it. If they think it's cool, they'll share it, right? And then, oh, hi, new friend. Hey, Tom. Welcome back. Congrats on the 4. Thanks so much, bud. Yeah, it's wild. If you replay some of this live, I go through a lot of the details because I only got maybe 6 minutes of walking left before I got to go be a dad. The other video, Eliza, Tom, and Ray, that you might like, which is also going to be on our main page, will be under a section called aFamilyFrenzy LLC. So I've been a content creator for 4 years in addition to working a full-time job, doing grad school and raising all these kids in Tokyo. And every year I kind of make like a roadmap. Last year I did a skill tree of things I needed to upskill in order to be successful in these spaces. But it's a longer video. It's about 26 minutes, maybe it's 32 minutes, where I go through all of 2023, the things we did and didn't do, and all of 2024 and where I think we're going. And what would actually be helpful for me, you don't have to do it because you all have lives and you're busy, but if you go through there, if you like it, share it, comment on it. But if there's particular things that you're interested in, do, or doing DIY streams or more gaming or music or things, like just let me know, because it's only February, so the path that I've put on the board can tweak or adjust where it makes sense. And I'm on parental leave for 12 weeks, which is about 3 months. So my plan is to be present with Felicia, the 4 kids, and then in the gaps when they're all off at school and baby's napping, Felicia's napping, to pretend to be a full-time content creator and just to see where that goes. And then I'll return to J&J, and then the content creation will throttle back into like a normal amount that I can sustain, and then, you know, maybe someday there's a lift off, I don't know. But yeah, that's the journey. So if any of that's helpful, the long form content takes a lot more work and time from me than the shorts, so I'm gonna try to get those balanced out. It's funny when you put the most work into something and you get like the least engagement, just because I'm still learning YouTube's algorithm on that side. I'm pretty good at shorts. I could put 5 minutes into a short, and if it does well, it'll get a couple thousand or more. But then I spend like multiple days on a long video and it'll be like 12 views, 6 minutes of watch time, which it's okay, because I'm learning a skill in the process. But anyway, it's there if you want it. Oh yeah, the one-on-one engineer pod. I saw that while you were live streaming. I've been meaning to watch it. Oh, no way. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope they get better, because it also forces me to think and write scripted and then talk. So I want them to be really like organized and valuable. I love improvising during live streams as well, but like if I have a more targeted focused video on a topic, then if someone finds it really helpful and they're connecting with people at work and that have the same challenge, it's easier for people to share smaller, mid-sized pieces of information. If you need a better thumbnail, try commission online artists to do a thumbnail. I've thought about it. It's a good point. We're not profitable yet is one of the other things I make, I don't know, about these lives. I make about 7 cents on ads, so thank you for the ad revenue and hanging out. So I don't want to spend more on a video than I get back. Sorry, 1 second. But what I'm actually trying to do, if you watch the aFamilyFrenzy LLC video, is I'm trying to systemize how I approach thumbnails so that all the branding's consistent. So one of the things I'm really interested in doing, I haven't fully nailed it yet, is I want to go black and white and like every icon hand drawn, and it's just like my personal style. I'll keep tweaking it a little bit. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep, you know, the selfie picture part in color or not. I'm still playing with stuff, but it's actually a skill I want to personally develop. So I'm willing to sacrifice short-term video engagement to develop a long-term skill. You know, because Mr. Beast said, but if you look at Mr. Beast, like, he'll change the thumbnail multiple times as the video's launched just to see what resonates and drives performance. And it's the thing I care the least about, but for engagement, it's actually very important. So I'm spending a lot more time crafting a thumbnail, trying to connect it to the theme of the video and get the title right. So I think it's a skill I have to develop if I want to be legit in these spaces. Oh, remind me to watch all your ads. Well, hey, Eliza, you know, if you want to skip an ad because I'm live and you actually want to hang out with me, that's okay too, all right? But yeah, if you want to watch them all, you're more than welcome. But anyway, friends, it's about 6:30. I'm gonna go there's like a random kids park that I'm gonna go do my pull-up challenge at. Someday, hopefully, I will be able to do a pull-up, even though I'm like 300 pounds. I'm a big guy.